What's up, banda? Welcome, everybody. This is your host, Hugo Bernal, in el Mexican Soccer Podcast. We are El Tri Online, and today we're in episode 181. Estamos en la recta final de los 200. We should make the hashtag por 200 podcast, 200 episodes. Thank you guys for joining us today. As I said, I'm your host, Hugo Bernal. Follow us. I got Hugo Deportes, but you can follow us everywhere with El Tri Online is YouTube. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to our channel. Great content we have every day, pretty much, that we bring up. As I said, today is 181 episodes going on, and we are joined by el buen Super Mojado, el buen Fernando y el buen Edwin, que trae una camisa conmemorativa que me tuvo que presumir. He said Grupo Pachuca gave it to him. Felicidades, Edwin. Welcome. We'll start with you today. How you doing?
Good, guys. How are you? Happy to be on another show.
Enjoying the gifts that Chivas is giving you? I think that jersey, it was a gift also from Chivas because they gave away that game pretty much. A gift.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that game wasn't either the reality of Chivas or the reality of Pachuca. So, but we'll talk about it later. But we'll talk about it later.
He mentions that he says that because he took the 3 points away. ¿Cómo estás, mi buen Fernando? You still cold up there in the top?
It's very cold. I'm scared I'm gonna get sick. But,
man.
Me dejó con más sabor de boca las decisiones del VAR, but I think we're gonna have enough time.
Yo pensé que el Super. Thank God you said that. I thought you were gonna say el mal sabor de boca te lo había dejado el Super. ¿O qué dices, mi buen Super? Welcome to the show.
Siempre algo contigo.
Desde temprano, bro. Te me pones de...
Pero no sé si se estaba haciendo así, ¿por qué?
Welcome to the show. Let's keep it PG, guys. Let's keep it PG, please.
All right. Well, anyways, es decepcionante week 2 para los chivarmanos.
No, but
no
I mean,
sé si...
Is it back to reality? ¿Es el espejismo que tanto decías, or what's going on?
Right? We were talking about that. So, we don't know. That's the thing. It's week 2. It was horrible, a horrible week for Chivas.
I thought you were talking about the jersey, the Pachuca's jersey.
Oh, yeah, that too. Like, along with Atlas, I don't know what they were doing. They were trying to go back to what, the 80s, 90s. What is that?
It's
there's nothing wrong with some vintage jerseys.
Let me give a little history. There's los 30 aniversarios de la AAA en México, y el día de hoy se conmemoró junto con Charlie camisas conmemorativas de lucha libre de la herencia mexicana para todo el mundo. Entonces por eso Charlie sacó las playeras con Santos, con Atlas, con Pachuca, con Dorados, con varios equipos a los que ellos patrocinan.
Enséñales un poco de historia, por favor, porque son algo ignorantes aquí los chivarmanos.
Tell us what you have in that jersey, man, because you say that, but we don't really see.
Máscaras, son máscaras del luchador del Santo, junto con la leyenda Tuzos aquí, y trae esto que es usualmente el bordado que se usa en las espaldas de las máscaras.
All right, so thank you for the history lesson, teacher. We love it.
I like the jersey, Edwin. I like it.
Thank you, Fernando. Tú sabes, los equipos ganadores entienden.
Ya sabes.
All right. Yeah, good to know that. Good to know. All right, so let's get back to business. As you mentioned, Atlas also played with a terrible jersey. The pending game that they had against León in week 1. They tied, so I think it was the same game as the final, and they had it for week 1. So 1-1, as we mentioned again, and let's just remind everybody that Atlas, they couldn't win within the first 90 minutes of the game. So same thing happened on against León. They tied 1-1, and they couldn't beat Pumas in 90 minutes. ¿A quién más? ¿Contra quién más? Monterrey, claro. La posición en la tabla fue los que lo hacen quedar campeón prácticamente al Atlas. And I know people are gonna start commenting about it, but did you guys think that it changed a lot from the final to last?
Oye, pero no presentaste a Fernando.
Sí, cómo no. A ver, platícanos, Fernando. El Super, ¿cómo no? También a todos los presenté, brother.
No, señor.
Hey, llega tarde Edwin, Edwin, are you with us right now or?
Ajá,
Todavía estás en las nubes. Todavía estás en las nubes con ese triunfo, I think.
Andamos en la cima junto con Fernando, entonces los vemos chicos. Los vemos chicos.
Es que yo creo el frío no nos deja escuchar a los de hasta abajo.
Ay, sí, el frío. Sí. Ya estamos de la mano, los dos aquí, los dos ahí haciéndose.
Ya, dale un beso, ya.
No te enceles, Super, no te enceles.
Anyways, guys, León Atlas, what do you guys think about that game? As exciting as the final?
No, it was not as exciting. I fell asleep. It was actually a boring game. I expected way more from both of the teams. León being at home, they should have definitely taken the 3 points. And Atlas being the current champions, they should have offered more. So it was disappointing, in my opinion.
You said being the champions, they only beat San Luis 1-0, and it was I'm not seeing too much from Atlas. Although we didn't see too much last season, as in many goals and things like that. They win 1-0 here, 1-0 there, 2-1 here, 2-1 there.
I was about to say that. I was about to touch on that. Like last season, it wasn't like we were watching a super exciting tiki-taka Atlas. We weren't. Honestly, I think the reason why we were excited about the final and we took it as a good final fue más por el morbo de que Atlas venía tras 70 años de no quedar campeón. I think it was more that than actual excitement that the game offered. Other than the goal in Atlas, whether it was offside or not in the final, then this game was exactly the same. It's two coaches. The prioritize more the defense.
The defense, of course.
La organización abajo y después de ahí van a contragolpe. That's pretty much what this game was.
And this kind of strategy that Diego Joca is using, not criticizing that he should use it again or not, is up to him. It's up to the directiva. And I don't mean to bring. Yeah, it works for them. I don't mean to bring Chivas on this, but something I want to say. When Chivas won 2005, gana porque Chivas pasa y Chivas es porque el que se me viene a la mente es primero porque son rivales. Pero what I want to say this is el fútbol gana más cuando el equipo que propone, el equipo que juega bonito, el equipo que va al frente. Atlas didn't do it, but I mean, another thing is when you have 70 years without being champions, it doesn't matter how you do it. First, you want to do it.
Then again, Hugo, you look in the past of some other champions. That's how Tigres have played with Tuca for all those championships that they played. They prioritize their defense. It's effective. At the end of the day, it is effective in Liga MX. So why not? Why not try something like that? Even though sí, al público no le va a gustar.
No.
I prefer having Pumas.
I prefer having my team win 1-0 every game and make it to the final than score 3 goals and get scored 4 like some other teams.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer having Pumas attacking and creating opportunities to score and not win any championships than have Tigres win many championships and park the bus every single game, you know?
It's a matter of styles, and I think we can criticize Atlas as much as we want. They had to win it first, and eventually we can now criticize if they're gonna keep going for the same.
But regardless how they played last season, just because they're the current champions, you expect them to show more at the beginning of this tournament.
But they're showing the same.
But you're asking something impossible. You're asking. Estás pidiendo peras al pino, güey.
But it's Atlas. It's Atlas, guys. What do you guys really expect? Also, I mean, yo sé que.
But they're the current champions. Just because they have that title, you expect they should come motivated. I don't know if they had any.
Okay, they took one of their key players from the defense, which is Angulo.
But again,
before we continue, guys, we'll talk about styles.
When they picked up this championship, they weren't too convincing either. I know that they're champions. I know they lifted the trophy, but they didn't show us really that they were like, oh my God, they dominated the playoffs and they lifted that trophy at a maximum level. No, they got lucky, guys.
No, let's not say it worked for them. I don't know how many seasons he can work for another team. But anyways, we'll get to the style in a little bit later. So let's move on now. Let's take a look at the recap of what happened on week 2, because it went through already and it went fast. Remember, Chivas gave away the game against Tuzos. Raúl Gudiño se puso de buenas para regalar goles. Pumas gana 3-1. Monterrey despierta, le pega 4-0 a Necaxa. Atlas gana por la mínima. Puebla, que sí, Walter Mercado, el super mojado, me va a decir que, oh yeah, I told you guys, Puebla. Well, yeah, they beat Tigres 2-0. Cruz Azul gana 1-0, Charlie Rodríguez anda con todo. 1-1 León Cholos, 3-1 Toluca Santos. That one's a key game. I think Nacho Ambriz despierta con los choriceros. Regalo de las Chivas 2-1, a partido aburrido. De todos modos, yo no le veo mucho a Chivas. Y el partido de ayer que empatan 1-1 Atlas. ¿Qué pasó, mi super? ¿Necesitas unas pinzas de presión o algo? ¿Todo bien?
No,
okay, anyways.
Siempre sale
fallas
con
técnicas.
Moving on. Let's take a look at the standings and see how everything is going on. As el Fernando dice, hace frío en la cima, sí, con 6 puntos, 8 goles a favor, solo 1 en contra. Well, we'll see how long that goes for.
Pareciera Pachuca como si estuviera el Manchester City ahí, mira, en primer lugar.
Cabrón, ya me salió inglés, güey. Ya me salió inglés.
Hey,
pensé que eras.
We got a comedy show on
no,
here
pensé
as well,
que eras. Te vi tomando whisky, pensé que eras escocés, güey. También dije, no, pero ya me saliste inglés.
Tiene más barba, trae más el look de árabe que otra cosa.
Más 7 goles.
Oh,
güey,
no,
eso nada
duro,
más
güey.
el City y el Liverpool.
¿Que vas de compras allá a Liverpool?
¿No traes buen crédito, güey?
¿Por los puntos del monedero electrónico de Liverpool o qué? Qué banda. Anyways, yeah, that's a good one. Anyways, can we get back to the graphics, because we get some crazy comments that we cannot just ignore and we get distracted. But it's okay, Fernando. It's okay. We understand. If we can see the standings once again, but if not, we can continue moving on, because Pumas is on top. And, sí, let's take a look real quick. Pachuca también arriba con 6 y Cruz Azul, los únicos con paso perfecto, a pesar de que son solo 2 jornadas. Monterrey despertó, Puebla está ahí, Atlas, Chivas, Juárez, Toluca. Toluca a mí se me hace que viene de atrás, y también con un buen esquema. Nacho Ambriz, I think he's gonna work his way in. América, bueno, pues ya supimos qué pasó ahí. Tigres pierde y Tijuana está abajo. Bueno, ahí ya continúa la tabla. But anyways, Pumas, is it real, these Pumas that we're seeing? Is it something that is gonna last, Fernando? And be honest with us. And the way you've seen it, it's only 2 weeks. We cannot echar campanas al vuelo.
See, I think it's gonna last, because this is something they've been showing since it's progress that they've been showing since the end of the last season. I'm not saying they're gonna be champions, but they're definitely gonna give us a better tournament than last tournament. Last tournament they were close to not making it to the Liguilla. They ended up in 11th place. I don't think that's gonna be the case this season. They might make. I don't even think they'll make it in the top 4, but they'll definitely make it in the top 8.
Would you like them to be the super leaders at the end of the season?
I mean, yeah, of course, it'll be great. It'll be
¿No te
cool.
importa la maldición del super líder ni nada?
I don't believe in those things. That's just
okay.
Excuse me.
Está retando el destino, nomás te lo digo.
Maldiciones are excuses for the weak.
But
no, let me tell you.
Es que Pumas ya está maldito de todas maneras.
Poeta. Estoy inspirado, tengo la piel chinita.
El Atlas no creyó en maldiciones, aunque se tardó 70 años, llegaron a ser campeones. Look at them. But let me tell you that you keep asking this espejismo or reality or not, or whatever that is. But I do want to say that Pumas had a tough game last game, because they had like 3 injuries. They still had three more players injured prior to the game. And then they have the red card, que igual el VAR hizo una estupidez sacándole la roja a Mozo. So they have like 7 players down. So if they were to lose the next few games, I don't think that would be a reality, because they're having issues with their players.
Okay. Edwin, you were going to say something about Pumas.
I mean, Pumas it's pretty much in the same situation as Chivas. And
I don't think so, because they don't score on themselves. They don't score on themselves.
Calmado. Listen,
niñas.
I think it's just in the same situation, because what Chivas showed against Mazatlán and what they show against Chivas against Pachuca is not the reality of the team. I think I think it's not what is shown. I think the teams that they played against Pachuca and against Mazatlán no es una vara como para poderlos medir que va a ser cuando se enfrenten contra un Cruz Azul, contra un América, contra un Toluca que viene fuerte, y creo que es lo mismo de Pumas. I think it's the same thing with Pumas. Against Querétaro no es un rival fuerte que tú digas, wow, es uno de los contendientes.
They tied against Monterrey.
Señor,
they're a good team.
Okay, hable usted. Ahí está.
No, early, I'm just telling you that you can't say that Querétaro is not a good team when they tied against Monterrey.
It's way too early to say this, mi querido Fernando. I won't get too excited just yet.
No,
lo que pasó en Toluca, let's just call it what it was. It was an accident, man. You will never. They can play another 100 games, and that's not gonna happen again.
So how much do you need for you to consider it a reality? How many games? How much time do you need for it to be a reality?
Yes,
consistency since October, because they ended the tournament.
5-6 games. That's what a third of the championship.
But
then we'll talk about this is real. They won like 4 out of 6. Yeah, they're in a good spot.
But we're talking about a team that played good since October. I don't know how much more consistency you need.
Anyway, so super. Now that I got you here. You heard what a fan of Pumas said about the reality. What's the reality for Chivas? Is it that good as they started as against Mazatlan, or they're that bad against as we saw them against Pachuca? Gave him away 2 goals, really. Two completely different halves, from the first half against Pachuca, the second half against Pachuca. What's going on with Chivas? It's a reality. It's going to be disaster like that first half against Pachuca.
No. This is the reality of Chivas. This is what we're talking about. You know, like the inconsistency from Chivas, right? They give you not even a great game against Mazatlan. They give you an awesome 6 minutes, right? Where they scored 3 goals, right?
Okay.
And then you play a horrible game. That first half against Pachuca was, it was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And, and you got mistakes like the ones that Gudiño had against los Tuzos. Porque tuvo 2 errores grandes. Don't forget the mistake from Tiva. El Tiva. No, por eso. But it was two mistakes, regardless of if it was Gudiño or Tiva that was at fault. And even that little bounce on the ball, it contributed to that second goal. But the first one as well. I mean, ¿qué hacía Gudiño? Way out when su defensa está ahí. O sea, you don't have he didn't have to go out for that ball, in my opinion, right?
So what's the reality for Chivas then?
The reality is the inconsistency that the team, starting from the administration, it's not stable.
Mm-hmm.
Siempre están, mira, así, entonces arriba y para abajo, and I mean, let's be honest. Chivas en papel, right? It's not the worst equipo de la Liga MX. They have good players. They have a lot of players with a lot of talent.
Mm-hmm.
But mentally, it's just la situación del equipo los baja, ¿me entiendes?
Okay. Okay. All right. So fair enough. Chivas apparently is not the team. To me, it is, and they I saw a couple headlines during the week about a few players that might come in through Tapatío.
You got Alexis Gutierrez, una de las joyas de Cruz Azul, that was part of Chivas, did his whole youth process with Chivas, y ahora regresa al equipo del rebaño al Tapatío, pero también con la doble inscripción para el primer equipo de Chivas. Tienes el delantero de Toluca. No se me va el nombre ahorita.
Son patadas de ahogado, because Chivas.
I mean, you're gonna end up having a more experienced in first division bench than you did last season. I'm not saying it's gonna be a bench that you're gonna you're gonna look at him and be like, okay, he can control this game. Or if I put him in, I know he's gonna score some goals. But it's more experienced. It's a more experienced bench in first division that could actually help. That could actually help because that's
having a wider deck of cards, pretty much. Yeah. Having and that's what it is.
More experienced deck of cards, pretty much.
And also just wait for El Piojo Alvarado to at least get 3-4 games into the pocket in his pocket in order to get along with the Chivas and for Gudiño, to be honest, I would just keep it and Chivas. But if it's not going to be Gudiño, then get a good keeper. Spend money.
It's the same issue. It's the same issue as always. It's the same issue as always. Chivas tiene años sufriendo de porteros. Creo que su último buen portero, vamos a decir, sí, fue Cota, pero el que sacó Chivas, el último portero que sacó de su cantera, que vamos a decir que fue en un nivel decente, was Mitchell.
Sí, bueno, Talavera también.
Yeah, I take back what I said last year. I said that Chivas didn't need a goalie when they were about to hire Acevedo, and I said they didn't, but I see that I was wrong, and they do need Acevedo more than ever.
Which I would say, even with Acevedo, un rebote que rookie mistakes still, even though he has great potential. Yo creo que Chivas necesita alguien ya consolidado. No sería.
They need a leader in the locker room.
Mira, Cota era para que se hubiera quedado desde el campeonato, a que todavía fuera el portero titular, y a Cota mismo le hubiera funcionado más estar en Chivas que en León, si lo piensas para selección nacional. But that's a whole nother story, another parallel universe that's going on. But anyways, so that's with Chivas, and apparently, according to Super, a fanatic of Chivas, that's their reality, inconsistency. How about for, because we talk about El Piojo Alvarado getting used to it, how about el Piojo, pero el Piojo Herrera getting used to what? Because Puebla le puso un baile a Tigres y todavía Guiñac falla penal. What do you guys, Edwin, ahora empezamos contigo porque luego nomás criticas a la banda. Pero se me olvida que eres regiomontano.
Es un tigre de closet, because they lost, se puso la de Pachuca.
Porque no le mandan jerseys gratis, si no, sí se los ponían.
Arcamón, de hecho, sí tengo varios que me faltan en el marca.
Ve por ellos, te esperamos.
De hecho, para mí creo que el Arcamón es uno de los, I think he's one of the best coaches in Liga MX. He's underrated a lot.
And by the way, that's sounding for Chivas. Chivas wants to take him. And that's what I heard in the headline. So,
they said that if that was the second option for Pachuca, and if Javier Aguirre wouldn't continue with the team in Rayados, that was one of the options that we're looking at too.
So I think writing his name.
You gotta look what La Carmon has done. Come on, he's for a year and a half, he has put Puebla in the playoffs, sometimes either all the way to the cuartos or semifinal. And cada año, every year, they have taken at least two key players from his starting 11. Era Ormeño, fue Reyes, que ahora es un jugador clave para el América. Así ahora se les va a Tabó, que va a Cruz Azul, que no ha jugado por lesiones. Pero tienes que ver que al Arcamón se le quitan piezas importantes de su equipo y siempre tiene el ojo para visorear buenos extranjeros, baratos, y que terminan rindiéndole la posición. Este Chavo Araujo, el uruguayo, se habla que ahora lo quieren en Europa. Parra, el chavito chileno que vino a jugar en contra de México también, en Austin, es un gran jugador. So I think once you look at the team, and yeah, maybe by name, Puebla isn't as good as Tigres, but if you watch that game, I mean, they control that whole midfield for 58 minutes. So
oddly enough, we wanted to hear about what's going on with Tigres then, because so now that Edwin mentioned about Puebla is doing a good job, Fernando, what's going on with Tigres then? Disaster?
Yes, of course, and this is something I've been mentioning since Tuca left. Once Tuca leaves, the era the Tigres had of winning is gonna be over. Guiñac is getting old. He's not the same one as 6-7 years ago. that went to Tigres, and no Tuca, no party. You know what I mean? So
it's showing. No Tuca, no party.
It's showing that El Piojo can't handle a team like Tigres, and if he handled America, it was because he had more talented players than Tigres does. But you guys kept saying
this is week 2.
You guys kept saying
no se aceleren.
No,
this is week 2.
About
Tigres is always a contender to lift that title.
Fernando, it started the same way last season, and they made it all the way to the playoffs.
I was just gonna say
exactly for a team that is loaded. For a team that's loaded with great players, they shouldn't settle for the semifinals. And they did not have a good tournament last season.
Semifinals not a good tournament?
For the quality of players that Tigres has, no.
Don't you want so if Pumas makes it to the quarterfinals and you said that was a great tournament, that's you're a little.
Let's compare the amount. No, because vamos a comparar cuánto cuesta la plantilla de Tigres y cuánto cuesta la plantilla de Pumas. La plantilla de Pumas.
We know how inconsistent the Liga MX is.
No, it doesn't matter. La plantilla de Pumas es la segunda más barata del torneo. La de Tigres es la segunda más cara del torneo, con jugadores que ganaron el Mundial como el Taubín. Jugadores que han jugado con
jugó 15 minutos en todo el torneo.
Pero
ojo, hold on. So, take a look at this
Tigres is a disaster.
Okay, 12 games home unbeaten. They snapped the streak of 12 juegos en casa sin perder. Apenas se la rompe Puebla. You cannot call it a disaster. It was going to happen sooner or later. So,
it's a disaster.
Credit to Puebla, first of all. And second of all, it's week 2, as they mentioned. Y el Piojo tiene con qué. El Piojo no se va a quedar cayendo 2-0 ante Puebla y cayendo ante Juárez y cayendo ante equipos así. Tigres is going to come back.
For the amount of money that team
you go to the stats of that game. Tigres had 70% of possession of the ball. And a lot more shots to the goal, and 21 to 10 compared to
gol de Carlos Salcedo.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
No es como que es un gran desastre el equipo de Tigres. No se han encontrado, hay nuevas piezas, están improvisando. El Piojo está improvisando mucho en posiciones. ¿Por qué? Porque está metiendo por el ego, respetar la jerarquía de Guido Pizarro, lo está metiendo como central cuando él en realidad no es un central, por satisfacer a Córdoba, porque Córdoba es un jugador nuevo que viene y lo tiene que poner a jugar porque es la gran bomba del fútbol mexicano.
Y no muy bomba porque lo abucharon cuando salió.
Supuestamente, por eso, para allá voy. Tienes que darle oportunidad para que tus jugadores empiecen a conocer. El Piojo ha estado experimentando, el Monterrey se maneja mucho ese mismo de que el Piojo es un jugador complaciente, es un técnico complaciente. ¿Qué se quiere decir con eso? De que en Monterrey se sabe de que los grandes egos son el Diente, son Pizarro, son Carioca, son Nahuel, es Gignac, y a todos esos jugadores los pone a jugar. El Diente no te va a dar lo mismo que te dio la temporada pasada como volante, te lo va a dar como falso 9 o como 9. Gignac no te va a hacer nada como extremo, que fue lo que terminó jugando en el segundo tiempo. Quiñones es un jugador que ya creo que ya dio todo lo que tenía que dar en Pumas y en Tigres y en Toluca en la Liga Mexicana. El técnico está experimentando para ver qué le va a funcionar. Dejó a Vigón en la cancha, que fue en la banca durante el primer tiempo, que fue su mejor jugador de temporada pasada. A ver, es lo mismo que si nos ponemos a analizar a Pumas línea por línea, qué fue lo que hizo mal Lilini durante la primera parte de la temporada pasada y qué hizo bien durante la segunda. Están experimentando, buscando sus jugadores. Dejemos de criticarlo,
El Piojo Herrera better hurry up and get his team ready, and we'll see how much potential those big players.
You tell me, even Super said 70% of possession was for Tigres. If you lose 2-0 after having 70% of possession, there's something that's wrong. Whether you're
that means the other team fue más contundente.
The thing is that no matter how much you experiment,
Fernando, no, that's how many games Chivas have had.
Ya no traigan fans aquí al show.
No, ¿cuántos juegos no ha tenido Chivas con posesión altísima y no puede meter una sola pelota? But anyway,
you guys criticize them for doing all that. So now you guys are saying that Tigres is okay that they do that because they're just experimenting. Come on, man.
Vamos a ver cómo le va al Piojo Herrera. Let's just remind everybody for next week we're going to have el Mexican Soccer Podcast con un special guest. Tenemos al buen Max Bretos. Jueves 27 de enero, remember, the postgame World Cup qualifying coverage game for Mexico and for Estados Unidos as well. 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, el Mexican Soccer Podcast. Remember to join us. Se va a estar el buen Max Bretos. Y también, if you don't follow us in any social media, please do so. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. It's always important to have you guys subscribe and hit that little bell in order to get the alerts on your cell phone that when we publish new material. Let's take a look real quick. El Super Mojado dice, wishes Chivas had Tigres money. Tigres enough money to buy any player they want. Puebla más grande que Pumas. ¿Qué pasó, Puebla más grande que Pumas. Let's take a look at the week number 3. Is that the schedule that we're going to take a look right now? Or what are we seeing after this? The weekly schedule. Let's take a look at the graphic right now and see what's happening. Starting today, actually, San Luis after the
Gran Podcast.
San Luis Juárez. No, ese juego no puedo dormir. Yo creo que se van a saturar las transmisiones de tanta expectativa. A ver si, exacto, a ver, pelea entre televisoras, a ver quién se quiere llevar este juego tan importante. Bueno, pero es que no, todos quieren entrar ahí a transmitir esto. Mazatlán, Toluca, mañana. ¿Queda pendiente el partido de Puebla Cholos?
Sí, por casos de COVID de Tijuana.
Ok, entonces Chivas, Querétaro, León, Pachuca, duelo de hermanos, que esto se tiene que acabar. Todavía no entiendo cómo continúa esto. América, Atlas, por alguna razón, y desde que me acuerdo aquel 3-1 que gana Atlas al América con goles de Andrés Guardado en el Jalisco, desde ese entonces tengo buen sabor de boca en juegos Atlas-América, por alguna razón. Se ponen buenos, eso es lo único que puedo decir. Monterrey, Cruz Azul, sacan chispas, se me hace el juego de la semana para mí. Pumas, Tigres, ahora sí vamos a ver qué tanto trae Pumas.
Apostamos mi buen Fer.
No, no soy menso, te digo que tienen como 7 lastimados y aún
according to Fernando, van a ser otro 5-0,
Hay que escoger las batallas.
Curándose en salud.
Cuando el torneo pasado, el partido pasado se lesionan 3.
¿Qué no acaban de decir que a pesar de las 3 lesiones, los 6 lesionados que tiene Pumas, es un gran equipo y va a mostrar
consistencia?
Santos, yo no te dije Necaxa, eso, pero
Santos
pues,
Necaxa
si quieres inventar cosas, órale.
Important thing about Santos, they lost against Toluca, and Santos was doing good. They were playing well. Hold on, yeah, so este es el schedule. El productor me está grite que dejen de pelearse, me están diciendo.
También, no te creas.
¿Quieren apostar? Apuesten, como gente civilizada, no se pongan a gritar. Pero, anyway, a ver, denme un segundo, señores. ¿Qué me está diciendo, Produ?
Venga.
Ok, ya, es que me regaña y luego aquí se me enoja porque se me están peleando y todo. Anyways, for all the games that are coming up this weekend, what you guys are most looking forward? And I'm not going to ask this question to Fernando because I know what he's looking forward to. But besides Pumas, Fernando, empezamos contigo y te doy chance. ¿Qué juego es el que está para sacar chispas? Yo creo que hay 2 opciones aquí. Monterrey, Cruz Azul, tiene que ser una, y Pumas Tigres. Y Pumas Tigres te lo doy a ti, pero a ver, siendo honestos, ¿cuál le saca más chispas?
Mira, tú mismo lo dijiste, el América contra el Atlas llama mucho la atención. And it's a game that's going to be, tough for America. I don't think it's going to be an easy game for America. So it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. And Cruz Azul against Monterrey is also going to be a good game. After seeing Monterrey tie against Querétaro and now beat Necaxa, I want to see what they're really made of against Cruz Azul. That's obviously a better team than both of them. And surprisingly, tonight's game it's also very interesting for me. San Luis against Juárez.
No vaya a ser. Yo le iba a decir eso, a Edwin. Le iba a decir, dime un juego que te guste, pero no me puedes decir San Luis Juárez. Pero sí. ya salió.
Sí.
Anyways, dime cuál, mi buen Edwin.
El Cruz Azul Monterrey, el regreso de Charlie Rodríguez el hijo pródigo del BBVA, que en realidad Javier Aguirre no quería que saliera, una decisión de la directiva, pero el regreso de Charlie Rodríguez con Cruz Azul a su estadio, al estadio de sus
Y
amores.
ojo con Charlie Rodríguez porque lleva gol en cada juego.
Dicen que para que la herida duela tiene que ser el mismo puñal.
Hay que echarle limón.
Tú, mi buen Super.
Hey, I mean,
vas a decir que Chivas Querétaro.
No, there's not another game that we can say that is as, ahora sí que,
no
as
vas
exciting
a sacar,
as this
no,
one. It's 3 and 4.
No vas a sacar el americanismo de closet como lo hizo Fernando con su América.
Como tú comprenderás, ¿verdad? No, Cruz Azul, hey, Monterrey, man, that's where it's at.
¿Quieres ver a Funes Mori?
Es el tercer lugar con el cuarto lugar, you know, so I think it should be really good. And you guys had it on the spot. I mean, Charlie Rodríguez de un lado, Romo del otro, el duelo de los exes. Así que,
a ver, entonces, si tenemos que nombrar del 1 al 3 juegos más importantes, nos vamos Monterrey Cruz Azul, Pumas Tigres el segundo. ¿Todos de acuerdo?
América Atlas.
Y América Atlas, el 3 son los 3.
I agree.
Y pero creo que también, y no por ser hermanos, pero creo que también el León Pachuca, y más porque el morbo de ver a León, de que ver que León vuelva a retomar ese nivel que tenía.
No, cuando son hermanos ahí te que acaben con esa multipropiedad. But anyway,
eres igual de fanático que Super y yo, Eddie.
Ajá, no lo quieren esconder, güey. No lo pueden esconder.
No.
Aprendan a uno que le va a los Red Bulls desde nacimiento, brother. Anyways.
Yo pensé que era Leipzig.
No, es el Leipzig, pero no, está bien. Anyway, so let's take a look at the odds because we know according to us what are the most important games. But let's take a look at what are the odds. And for that, I mean, we're going to see here.
Cabrón.
¿Qué?
Un empate entre Toluca y Mazatlán.
Those are the ads, buddy. It's not something we made up.
What are the odds? Yeah, those are the odds. What people are thinking.
So I think since that reaction que me sorprendió, anyway, so let's take a look at here at San Luis, yo creo que las casas de apuesta están a reventar por este juego tan decisivo y tan importante en un jueves por la noche. De hecho, sí, estamos teniendo reportes en vivo de que las casas de las apuestas no caben ya, están por las ventanas, están llenas todos. Saludos a todos los de San Luis y saludos a todos los de Juárez. Que por cierto, ¿cuándo regresa el buen Marco Fabián a Juárez?
No regresa.
No, Mazatlán.
Mazatlán.
Se fue a Mazatlán, acaba de firmar con Mazatlán.
Sí, cierto.
Los super refuerzos de Mazatlán, Marco Fabián y Nico Benedetti.
En la madre, a ver cómo se pone la fiesta en Mazatlán. Anyway, so we have more odds for the next games.
Se me hace que el Super extraña a Fabián en las Chivas.
Mira, lo extrañamos, Lo extrañamos.
Mira, aquí poniendo como favorito a Chivas. For this, porque tuvo una reacción extraña el buen Edwin, vamos a traer a los expertos, ya no hay que hacer el ridículo aquí hablando de odds y de qué. El jefe, ahí viene el jefe. A ver, bienvenido al show, mi buen Joe Rodríguez. How are you, man?
Hey, ¿qué onda, mis chavos? Yeah, it was funny to hear.
Bienvenido al show, mi buen. No pagó su Cricket Wireless. Estás en mute, mi buen Joe. Ahorita viene, dice que ahorita llega. Ahí está.
Mis chavos, ¿cómo andan? Saludos a todos.
Por favor,
ahora sí,
productor.
Pórtate bien, mi Edwin. Ya llegó el jefe, güey.
No. It was just funny to hear Edwin's reaction, but I wanna ask him why in a little bit. But let me go through these. Through the money lines really quick. So minus 130 for Chivas. So basically that means that they're favored to win. So if you want to win $100, you have to bet $130. So that's what that means. Now, if you're like Querétaro winning, $100 wins you $360. So if you go down the line, León Pachuca. So the favorite right there is León. León's the favorite plus 115. You make more money, however, if you put $100 for Pachuca, you'll make $250. Now with Atlas and America, you have to bet $110 so you can win $100. So they're like heavy favorites. Atlas gives you plus 320, so that means that $100 gives you a total net win of $220. And finally, for Cruz Azul and Monterrey, that's an interesting one because at plus 290, Cruz Azul looks like a very temptive choice. Now, as far as the next games goes, on Sunday, we have Pumas versus Tigres. And right there, Tigres, even as a road team, they are the favorite. So that's actually very interesting right there. And to close things out, you have Santos, heavy favorite against Necaxa. These odds, guys, were as of 3 p.m. today. So now what we're going to do is we're going to give you guys the opportunity to pick your own little odds. So it's going to be a collective thing, right? Is that what I'm hearing, Hugo?
Yeah, let's do it. Hay que hacernos aquí, hacer los millones. Estamos hablando de millones de dólares, ¿no?
Préstame su cartera, muchachos.
Yo pensé que ibas a decir, préstame otra cosa, güey. Yo dije, ¿qué pasó?
Right.
¿Qué pasó?
So, Hugo, let's go ahead and, as we're looking here, you guys have collectively 100 virtual dollars, okay? That's what you're going to have. So, it's about $12.50 por cada partido.
Okay. Let's split it even then. Yeah.
All right, so cool. So, guys, San Luis, I mentioned this earlier, plus 125, 200, 265. Who are you guys going with right there?
I think Juarez is going to take that game.
Let's go Juarez in. Why not? Let's put 12.50 for Juarez.
All right, so 12.50 for Juarez. Okay, next game. Who do you guys got? Puebla, a draw. Oh, wait a minute. That's a postponed one. So let's skip that bad boy. Mazatlán, Toluca.
Toluca,
vamos.
Yeah,
pues.
Toluca takes that game too.
All right, so Toluca.
Al de Chivas, entonces, vamos a meterle los millones a ese. Vamos a darle, como no apostamos el juego pospuesto, let's do $25 for Chivas game.
No, it's still $12.50 because we're dividing it by 8 games. So it's $12.50 by 8 games. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. So.
El Produ no quiere soltar los millones.
So, ¿qué onda? So, what do you guys got? Chivas? Is that unanimous?
No, Chivas.
I think Querétaro's going to take that
Chivas.
game. I'm with Edwin here.
Chivas.
Let's make it a draw.
Let's make it a draw.
All right.
Dos
so
y
there
dos.
you go. So, by the way, guys, so $12.50, so $12.50 on the draw gives you $44.77, which is actually better than the Chivas win.
Profit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Club León, Pachuca.
León.
Everybody agree?
Vamos con León.
Vamos con León.
Son locales.
Pinche multipropiedad.
All right. So that's going to be also $12.50 right there. Y América contra Atlas.
I would say a draw also.
I think
America's going to take that game.
Atlas.
So America.
So who are
I guess
you guys?
is it draw?
So draw.
Yeah.
Draw.
Okay. So draw. So a draw also gives you, let's look at it, $12.50 for that. $43.12 for the draw. So if you
Nos
guys are
retiramos.
going with the money,
Nos
that's a good one.
retiramos.
All right. Cruz Azul, Monterrey.
Cruz Azul.
Cruz
Sí,
Azul.
Cruz Azul.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I
So
like Monterrey on
$12.50
this one.
on
Pues
Cruz
te jodiste, mi
Azul
super.
gives you $48.75. All right. Pumas,
Nos
Tigres.
retiramos.
I think Pumas is going to take it.
Tigres.
No,
Vamos
Tigres.
Tigres.
Dale, Tigres entonces. Pierde el Fernando.
Pues no hay de otra, no hay de otra.
Pues sí.
All right. And the last one, guys, it's Santos Lagunas Necaxa.
Santos.
Okay. You guys didn't even think about that. So check this out. So $12.50 for Santos Laguna win gives you $23.86. So I'm going to go ahead and add this number a little bit later today so that way we can give you guys the total or how much you guys would have win if you guys
Vamos al cheque,
todos. All right.
Ahí es, exacto. Me mandas mi dinerito.
Vamos al
güey.
cheque, por favor.
Good luck, guys. Nice chatting with you all.
Thank you, boss. Ahí estamos al pendiente. Pues seguimos con este show y seguimos leyendo los comentarios. Que vean, a la banda le gusta saber ahí de cuánto va a quedar cada uno. Juan Pablo, bienvenido al show. Nos dice Chivas goleará. El mejor será de hoy, Bravo San Luis. Arriba, Juaritos, Texas. Así es todo, mi buen Don Flamingo. Juan Pablo le pone 4-1 al Cruz Azul. 4-3 al San Luis, que gana, Juárez gana 4-3. Saludos al buen Gerardo Fisher, que diario se conecta el buen Gerardo Fisher. Luis Bravo dice Querétaro y draw for Pumas. Bueno, ahí estamos al pendiente de cómo va nuestra quiniela. Y continuamos con el show porque ¿qué más tenemos? Muy buen produ. Just to remind everybody, right, with the Fantasy Liga MX Pick'em. Let's take a look. What do we got? Just to invite everybody to go to el3online.com and play our Quiniela Fantasy Pick'em Liga MX. All right, so let's go take a look at the video. What do we got?
Hi everybody, this is Joe Rodriguez from El3 Online, and I am going to show you how you can play our free Liga MX Fantasy Pick'em, also known as the Quinela. Once you're on el3online.com, go to the navigation menu and click on the Liga MX Fantasy Pick'em. The view that you're looking at right now is on the desktop. But before you play the Quinela, what you got to do is register. So if you scroll down all the way to the bottom, you can click register, and it's going to allow you to give us your name, email address, and register for that specific fantasy game. Alright, if not, you can go back here to the navigation menu, click on register, and you can also do that, or click on login if you are already registered. Once you're registered and logged in, you're going to get this option right here where you're going to be able to select your predictions. You can do so by clicking up or down, or by simply typing in the number. But you have to click this button right here so you can save your predictions. Alright, so remember to click on that save button. The game is completely free, and we're giving away prizes. First, second, and third place all get a prize. Now, the way that the results are tallied is that you get 5 points for a correct result, win, lose, or draw, and also 3 bonus points for the correct score. Basically what that means is that if you pick 1-1 Necaxa and Monterrey, if the game is a draw, you get 5 points, but also for getting 1-1, you get 3 bonus points. Now if the game is 2-2, you would get the 5 points because you got the correct result, but not the correct score. Alright, so that pretty much does it for this. If you guys have any technical issues, email joe@el3online.com. And also, we want to ask you to continue to help us grow by supporting us simply by subscribing to all of our social media platforms, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and then also right here on the right, you can see the newsletter as well. We really appreciate your support. We hope that you enjoyed this free game, and thank you very much for hanging out with us.
There you go, ahí lo tienen, banda. Ahora sí que no va a haber excusas, Fantasy Pick'em, remember, let's go on el 3 online and see and subscribe and do the Fantasy Pick'em. It's fun. Now we have a special guest. Who do we have? Who do we have today? A Instagram celebrity. We have Samara joining us today. So welcome, Samara, to the show. Thank you for being with us, and tell us what are you doing these days around here in El Tri Online?
Hi, Hugo. Hi, everyone. Yes, I am back with ETO, and I am pretty much going to be covering everything about the Mexican national soccer team. So it's good to be back. I'm glad to be here. So can't wait.
There you go. Thank you. Where do you start? Where do you start with the coverage for the qualifying games? How does it start this season or this part of the year?
Yeah, so pretty much going to start with the upcoming window. So I've already started, but pretty much going to be bringing you information starting today, starting right now. So everything that has to do with the convocatoria, with World Cup qualifyings, and from here all the way to Qatar 2022.
There you go. And what's your take on Mexico right now? How do you see them right now? What do you think of them? What's the performance like lately?
Right. Well, the performance for Mexico hasn't been that great, to be honest. We know that they have lost 2 consecutive games in the World Cup qualifying against Canada and against USA. So it has not been the best. They've also lost 2 finals against USA. So for a team like Mexico, in my opinion, I feel like they're expected, if not obligated, to be in the number one position. But it was a hard blow for Tata Martino's project since, we did have injuries with Raul Jimenez and Irving Lozano, which I think that affected it.
Any special players you see them joining lately as an who's gonna be back? Because we've seen names and we've seen. I know. El buen Edwin nos puede decir que Flores en el Arsenal mete 2 goles y ya lo quieren que lo llame el Tata or anything. Well, that's what they've been saying in the headlines. Any comebacks that we see that we're gonna see in the next convocatorias?
So information that I've received is that the 3 names that are kind of popping up are Gerardo Arteaga del Genk de Bélgica, también está Diego Lainez y está el Chucky Lozano del Napoli. Salcedo is not going to be coming back, but speaking of the convocatoria, they said they were going to release it earlier today, but now they said that it's going to be maybe in a few minutes at 9 p.m. was the updated time. But pretty much the reason why they hadn't released the list yet is because El Tata and the Mexican Soccer Federation was still trying to negotiate, trying to get some players from Rayados, since we all know that they're going to be playing in El Mundial de Clubes. But those are the names that are popping up. We're going to have to wait and see what the list says.
All right, so we'll stay tuned and remember, if we're not live right now in order to see the convocatoria, follow us on every single platform and we'll be able to let you guys know as soon as we find out about it. Saludos al buen Gerardo Fisher, dice que metan a Marcelo. By the way, nos están diciendo aquí en los comentarios el Luis Bravo, bueno, también todos ahí comentando. What I wanted to talk about, ¿qué pasa, mi buen Edwin?
Perdón, antes de terminar con este tema de la selección, otro jugador que se maneja es Araujo del Galaxy, que también estaría en la convocatoria para estas eliminatorias, que le llenó el buen ojo al Tata y también Eric Lira. Serían jugadores que llegarían a la selección.
Bueno, pues estaremos al pendiente a ver quién se anima.
Okay,
¿Qué pasa?
The important question here, guys, it would be, ¿quién llega a salvar a la selección mexicana después de que Tata Martino, se vaya en this season?
This question that I have right here is for everybody, especially el buen Joe que se metió al show. I wanted to see if he woke up early the other day and applied for my tickets for Qatar for the games. I don't know if you guys got my tickets already or what's going on with that. Samara, you got any intakes with that?
Yeah, the ticket applications, they opened up today. So right now there's been 1.2 million applications sent in the first 24 hours.
Am I in there? My name is in it, producer?
In 24 hours, yes.
I wanted to know. I just want to make sure. I don't care if it's 2 million. I just want to make sure I'm there. That's the question. Produ, ¿me vas a llevar al mundial?
I'd like to know that too.
All right, so yeah, if Samar is there, it's okay. Well, great. Super Mojado está ahí, adelante. Lo importante aquí es saber si yo estoy en esas aplicaciones. But anyways, el buen Edwin no, porque él con que vaya, como no le importa ni la MLS ni nada, it's okay. He doesn't care about anything else.
Tengo mi pasaporte europeo y para allá voy solo.
Qué buen chiste. Anyways, what about me está diciendo del 5-year ban. ¿De qué me estás hablando, producer? Que no lo veo aquí.
Son para los que griten, ¿no?
Sí, es para los que gritan.
Claro.
El nuevo sistema que se va a aplicar en México va a ser más como un NFL Fan Pass, que va a traer en un QR code, va a traer tu información, va a traer...
Samantha, tú tienes el intake de Samara, perdón.
Sí.
¿Qué pasa con este castigo de 5 años?
So pretty much what's going to happen is for the upcoming home games, they're going to be doing this test, right? So pretty much they're only going to be allowing 2,000 fans, but out of those 2,000 fans, it's only going to be family members, sponsors, and employees. So pretty much they're going to follow this protocol. Those who do scream, first of all, they're going to have a fan ID, so they're going to have like an identification of who they are. So those that are screaming, they're going to be banned for 5 years from
There you go.
home games.
La pregunta es que si al Super lo invitaron en esos 2000 fanáticos.
No, they already suspended me like 5 years ago.
Pues igual ya cumpliste. La cosa es que si te invitan otra vez, vas a gritar, lo más seguro. No te puedes contener, brother.
I guess they're trying to like imitate what Russia did in 2018, ¿no?
Con los hooligans, o Inglaterra ha hecho con los hooligans.
No, the World Cup, the Russia World Cup. I guess that fan ID is
with
that
having
like
the fan
the
ID,
concept that they came up with.
Makes sense, but I mean, it's okay. You can say that, you can do that with 2,000 fans, but once you open up for everybody, you're gonna have, well, no caben 100,000 en el Azteca, pero
90,000.
Not even 80. I think it's capacity.
Yeah.
Well, it's different.
It sounds like in Mexico, it's gonna be very disorganized.
Well, I mean, we're trying, and as we know.
Yeah.
The same word, Sevilla put it on when they say sign Tecatito, and what happened? There's no ban or there's no anything. Cuando dice ya llegamos y pone la palabra que se grita en el estadio, nadie dijo nada. Did they end up taking it out? That tweet, taking it down?
Probably. I didn't see
I don't think
but,
so. I don't think so.
No,
anyway,
¿no eran cabrones?
No, decía ya llegamos PU.
Oh. No, es que pensé
Plutos.
que porque en muchos medios también decía, no, el otro tuit que decía era viva México, cabrones.
No, sí, es que son normales, pero a ver, encabezado, ha habido un encabezado en España sobre Messi cuando dice el puto amo. Y that's expression for them, and apparently it changes, but anyway, so it's a controversial. I'm not saying they should allow people to scream that, because they shouldn't, really. And they should take care of that, but also you have to be, I don't know, it's
que la FIFA ya nos agarró como sus mensos. Se agarraron al más fácil.
Es que te vieron.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on. So
no,
Tamara,
eso fue el espejo, mi Fernando.
Tamara, we'll be in touch then for all the coverage for Mexican soccer in el Mexican Soccer Podcast, everything that has to do with Mexico. Are you going to be covering a little bit of USA as well?
Yeah, so pretty much going to be covering Mexico, its rivals, and a little bit of Liga MX, focusing on right now the Mexican players that are in Liga MX. And producer, I don't know if you have the time, but the list is now out for.
There you go. Of course, if we can get a tweet.
Come on, producer.
No. We have to stay. We have to stay now. We have to stay.
It's like it came out. He should have been like, boom, here it is. Look at this.
It's out.
But by the way, before we get to that, el buen Gerardo Fisher nos dice, creo que como mexicanos podemos ser más ingeniosos y gritar algo más que no ofenda a nadie. Mi buen Gerardo absolutamente tiene toda la razón. No, yo entiendo que es difícil, pero tiene la razón. Aparte, si eso te gusta gritar, pues ve y grítalo en tu casa, güey. Cuando vayas al estadio, no grites, güey. Ve el partido si ya sabes que está afectando todo esto.
Es
aparte,
que mira, once you're in the stadium, this is impossible.
Super, no puede ser imposible.
No todos somos tanacos como tú, Super. Nosotros
hablando.
Me encanta que
la cara de Naco la traes.
Todos se siguen peleando y el produ me deja en un full screen aquí yo solo. Bienvenidos al show de Hugo Bernal. No, pero es que estamos haciendo el arreglo. We're doing the fixes to show everybody the convocatoria, which is great, by the way. Thank you, Samara, for the heads up. And they said at 9 p.m. they're going to release it. It's 10 o'clock. Exactly.
Es que es horario
9
mexicano.
Central Time.
It's Mexican time. It's Mexican time, an hour later.
No. Y bueno, viendo la convocatoria, ¿alguna sorpresa así rápidamente que puedas ir diciendo, Samara, ya que estamos en prime time y que tú trajiste el insight?
La primicia.
Exactamente.
A ver, entonces...
Algo rápido así, antes de mostrar imágenes o lo que sea, porque ahorita estamos en el Hugo Podcast, by the way. Saluda al buen producer ahí que me pone...
We are live, so...
Ok, aquí estoy buscando en la lista los nombres de los que
se
mencionaban que iban a regresar.
There you go, guys, you guys are too slow. There you go.
Regresa el Guti Gutiérrez del PSV, regresa Arteaga, Araujo, de las sorpresas, Lainez,
Ok.
Con Alexis Vega, que también es sorpresa, y el Cata Domínguez, que se ganó su convocatoria de regreso.
Ok. Ahí me saludas a tu perrito, mi buen Edwin.
Perdón, es que quiere comer.
Sí, sorpresa, Eric Gutiérrez, Gerardo Ortega, como ya mencionaba Edwin.
A ver, pues vámonos por orden entonces. Los porteros,
Okay.
Samara, si nos ayudas con eso, estaría excelente. Los porteros, la defensa, la media y los delanteros.
Los porteros tenemos a Cota, Ochoa, Orozco y Talavera. Defenders, Araujo de LA Galaxy, Araujo de Celta de Vigo, Gerardo Arteaga, Cata Domínguez, Cruz Azul, Gallardo, Héctor Moreno, Chaca Rodríguez, Rodríguez de León, Sánchez del América, Vázquez del Genoa. En los medios, midfielders, we have Álvarez, Guardado, Gutiérrez, Héctor Herrera, Diego Lainez, Orbelín Pineda, Charlie Rodríguez, Luis Romo for Monterrey. And for the forwards, we have Uriel Antuna, Tecatito Corona, Rogelio Funes Mori, Raúl Jiménez, el Chucky Lozano, Henry Martín y Alexis Vega.
No se guarda nada, entonces el Tata Martino.
No sé si
bueno, el Super va a decir que se guarda porque no lleva el Chicharito, pero...
No sé si no sé si no lo escuché, pero creo que te faltó Montes de Monterrey, no sé, me parece
Montes,
que no lo mencionaste.
¿César Montes?
César Montes, sí.
No está aquí en esta lista.
Y sí.
Estás viendo la pasada, Super.
Sí está en la nueva lista.
Sí está.
Montes
sí está en la nueva lista, César Montes, sí.
Sí. Perdón, se me pasó, pero
sí, bueno, está bien. No, gracias, Samara, por la lista aquí. Y a ver, yo digo, no se guarda nada porque tiene todo. O sea,
en realidad
sí,
no hay sorpresa, no hay más.
También recordemos
los
que
regresos.
5 de estos jugadores no van a salir a la banca.
Exacto, pero los regresos, no importa, yo creo que eso no importa porque es por ejemplo, lo más seguro es que Lainez no creo que vaya. Pero
yo creo que Henry Martin igual, ¿no?
Igual, Henry Martin, exactamente. Pero me llama la atención que vaya Andrés Guardado, que creo que sí sale. No sé si le va a dar tiempo de juego, pero Andrés Guardado con esta convocatoria en particular, lo estaremos viendo en Qatar, a lo mejor no tomando todos los minutos, pero Andrés Guardado va de líder.
Una actuación igual que Rafa Márquez en el de Brasil.
Exacto, va de líder y va de líder,
sí.
Es tu y está bien, es tu referente, y a lo mejor también Andrés Guardado, a la forma en la que lo estamos viendo, te pone orden 60 minutos de juego, y bueno, siempre cuando no se vea
que en el Betis los
aficionados
están presionando para que renueven a Guardado otro año,
Mientras que no se burle del rival, porque a lo mejor hasta nos suspenden un partido más.
No, y ese es otro tema de hablar que da un poco de controversia, pero no nos podemos ir con eso, y podrá decir habrá muchas excusas y eso, no sé qué tanto haya de...
faltaron, mira. Le faltaron para admitirlo. Yeah, you made a mistake.
Pero no, nos estamos yendo a otro lado. If we can get the schedule back, what's coming for Mexico, I think Jamaica is the first game, if I'm not mistaken.
If Mexico doesn't win against Jamaica, el Tata should be out.
It's too fast. It's not going to be out. He's not going to be out. Yeah, no, he's not
going to be out. De Pumas para que gane.
Pero, a ver, bueno, nomás ya para terminar esto, aquí está el horario, ¿va? En Jamaica, contra Costa Rica, Panamá y Estados Unidos en casa, Honduras de visita y El Salvador en casa. Con esta convocatoria, vámonos ya por orden para despedirnos porque ya nos pasamos de tiempo. Las últimas palabras sobre lo que te deja, y empezamos contigo, Samara, que vienes de visita.
Pues pienso que México está obligado a ganar estos próximos 3 encuentros. El de Jamaica pues no va a tener aficionados debido a que su gobierno y con toda esa situación de COVID, y tenemos que ver cómo si va a afectar lo de no tener aficionados también en los próximos 2 juegos en casa, pero esperamos que México pues saque los resultados, porque si no, depende de lo que haga Panamá y Costa Rica, puede caer al 4º lugar y irse al repechaje, entonces...
Ok, estaremos ahí al pendiente, que por cierto vuelve el VAR, ¿no? Digo, no vuelve, sino empieza el VAR.
Yes.
Sí, empieza el VAR, mi buen Super, para las eliminatorias ya.
Pues si empieza de una.
No.
All right.
Nomás
No,
dicen
well,
bad.
listen. Two bad results out of this week, man, and he's gone, Cuidado. Que hay
Why
presión.
wait two?
Fernando, ¿tú qué dices?
Gone 2 months ago.
No, because
¿Y a
I
quién
don't
te
like
quieres
it.
llevar? ¿A Lilini, no?
I'm concerned. Tata sucks, and I'm concerned because he's proven that he can't handle a Selección Mexicana. It's been a year, and he keeps giving us crappy results. And like Super said, if he doesn't give us at least 6 points, he should be out of there.
What do you think, Edwin, con esto?
Es muy factible que los 4 partidos que tiene México de local se lleve un buen resultado. Creo que con eso estamos dentro del Mundial. Y pues nada, que nunca vas a poder complacer a fanáticos. Pues pasaba lo mismo el proceso pasado con Osorio. Y igual se criticaba, nunca vas a poder complacer a nadie. Entonces, esperando buenos resultados, deseándole lo mejor al Tata, y no nada más al Tata, lo mejor a la selección mexicana para poder llegar a un mundial y poder estar pues pelear por ese quinto partido tan deseado de la afición, que nos conformamos con un quinto partido, que es tanto, pero bueno, para mí creo que deseándole lo mejor a la selección mexicana y esperando los mejores resultados, es todo.
Pues ahí la tuvieron, la última media hora de Edwin que le regalamos. Anyways,
que la batiseñal del básquet ya está lista.
Thank you for the comments on la media hora de Edwin. Gracias. That's it for today. Thank you, Samara, for joining us. And remember, this is your house, so we'll be in touch for whatever en el tri online you want to bring out any insights or anything. And thank you for today bringing the convocatoria. El Produ le gusta tenerme en full screen. Why not? So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Remember, we'll be here next Thursday con una invitada especial. El buen Max Bretos estará con nosotros. We're going to have everything about la selección mexicana y todo lo de las eliminatorias rumbo a Qatar. Remember to subscribe, remember to share this episode, remember to comment, share it with your friends, with your family, con las tías copetonas. Mándenles los links y díganles que comenten en el Tri Online. We're going to be here every Thursday with another episode of el Mexican Soccer Podcast. Thank you guys for joining us, and remember, we'll be here next week con el buen Max Bretos. Coman frutas y verduras y nos vemos a la próxima.